Avoid these 5 common health mistakes seniors make every day without knowing it. Have you ever woken up in the morning and felt like you're running on empty before the day's even begun? Maybe your joints feel a little stiffer than usual, or you're moving a bit slower than you used to. You shrug it off, thinking, well, I am getting older. But here's the thing. Aging doesn't mean giving up your energy, your independence, or your health. It just means your body needs a little more care, and a little less of the things that quietly wear it down. The truth is, many of us over 60 are making a few everyday mistakes that seem harmless on the surface, but over time, they chip away at our well-being. They're not dramatic. They don't make headlines, but they can affect how we feel, how we move, and how we live each day. And the good news? Once you're aware of them, they're easy to fix. Small changes, simple tweaks, and your body and mind will thank you for it. So today, we're going to chat about 5 common health mistakes that sneak into our routines without us even realizing it. Things we do every day or don't do that could be making us feel older than we really are. Let's start with the first one. Something that's so common, so subtle, that most people don't even notice it until the symptoms show up. One of the most overlooked mistakes is not drinking enough water. I know, it sounds too simple to be a real problem. But you'd be surprised how many seniors walk around mildly dehydrated every single day. Our sense of thirst weakens as we age. That means by the time you feel thirsty, your body's already running low. Think about it. When was the last time you actually felt thirsty and reached for water? For many of us, we've gotten into the habit of sipping coffee in the morning, maybe tea in the afternoon, and sometimes even skipping water altogether until dinner. But our bodies need that hydration to keep joints lubricated, to digest food properly, to stay mentally alert, and to maintain energy. Even being just a little dehydrated can lead to fatigue, headaches, dizziness, constipation, and brain fog. And if you're taking medications, not drinking enough water can make side effects worse, or even lead to kidney issues. One simple thing you can do is start your day with a glass of water before anything else. Leave a bottle next to your bed as a reminder. Then try to sip throughout the day, even if you're not feeling thirsty. Your body will adjust and you'll start to notice a difference in how you feel. Now let's talk about another mistake that's surprisingly easy to fall into: sitting for too long. And no, this isn't about running marathons or going to the gym every day. It's about the hours we spend sitting on the couch, at the table, in the car, watching TV, scrolling our phones without really moving much. Our bodies were designed to move, not sit still all day. But after 60, it becomes even more important to keep our blood circulating and our muscles engaged. Prolonged sitting weakens the legs and back, stiffens the joints, and increases the risk of blood clots, especially in the legs. Not to mention, it can mess with blood sugar and even our mood. Have you ever noticed how just a short walk outside, even just to the mailbox or around the block, can instantly lift your spirits? That's your body saying, thank you. Even light movement every 30 to 45 minutes can make a huge difference. Stand up and stretch. Walk to the kitchen and back. Do a few shoulder rolls or gentle leg lifts. You don't need a workout routine, you just need movement. One older gentleman I met at a local community center told me his trick. During every commercial break, he stands up and does 10 steps in place. Sounds simple, right? But after a month, he noticed less back pain, better sleep, and he even said he started smiling more. Why? Because moving helps our body release feel-good chemicals, and that boosts both physical and emotional health. Speaking of emotional health, that brings me to another health mistake many seniors don't even realize they're making. It's ignoring feelings of loneliness or sadness, thinking it's just part of getting older. And let me tell you this, from the heart, it's not. Our emotional well-being is just as important as our physical health. But many seniors hesitate to talk about their feelings. Maybe because we grew up in a time when you were told to tough it out. Or maybe we don't want to be a burden to our families. But bottling things up, or pretending everything's fine when it's not, can quietly affect your body, your immune system, your sleep, even your appetite. It's okay to feel lonely sometimes. Life changes, retirement, kids moving away, losing loved ones, can leave a space that feels hard to fill. But staying silent isn't the answer. Talking to a friend, a neighbor, joining a local group, Or even just spending time with people at the market or park can lift your spirit more than you realize. And if you're someone who prefers quieter activities, try things like journaling, listening to music that lifts your mood, or starting a small creative project. These little moments of connection, with yourself or others, can help keep your heart and mind strong. You are not alone, and your feelings are valid. Talking about them doesn't make you weak. It makes you human, and stronger than you think. Now let's pause for just a moment. I want you to take a deep breath with me, right here, right now. Inhale slowly, and exhale. Feels good, doesn't it? Sometimes even just that one small pause reminds us that we're still here, still capable, and still able to take better care of ourselves, one small choice at a time. So far, we've looked at a few everyday habits, ones that may seem harmless but can really impact how we feel. From not drinking enough water, to sitting too much, to brushing aside our emotional health. These are things we can start changing today. Not next week. Not next year. Today. It's amazing how just being more mindful of a few small habits can shift the way we feel each day. Isn't it? Once we start noticing what our bodies need, and what we may have been neglecting without realizing it, it opens the door to better energy, fewer aches, and a lot more peace of mind. Now, while we've talked about things like hydration, movement, and emotional well-being, there's another mistake that hides in plain sight. And I see it all the time, especially in older folks who've been told they just have to live with it. This one's sneaky, because it becomes part of our daily routine without setting off alarm bells. I'm talking about ignoring subtle changes in digestion. Let me ask you, have you ever brushed off occasional bloating, heartburn, or constipation and thought, that's just what happens after 60? Maybe you've tried antacids or fiber supplements here and there, but never really dug deeper. That's where the mistake comes in. Our digestive systems do slow down with age. Our stomachs produce less acid. Our intestines don't move food along quite as efficiently. But that doesn't mean we should accept discomfort as normal. What we eat and when and how we eat plays a massive role in how well our bodies function. And ignoring digestion issues can lead to bigger problems, from nutrient deficiencies to serious conditions like diverticulitis. Sometimes it's as simple as slowing down during meals, chewing thoroughly, eating earlier in the evening, swapping processed, hard-to-digest foods for gentle, whole options like soups, steamed veggies, and fermented foods like yogurt or kefir. And yes, getting enough fiber, but the right kind at the right pace. One woman I spoke to recently shared that she'd been living with bloating for years, thinking it was just her new normal. Once she started eating a little earlier and cut back on late-night snacks, everything changed. Her sleep improved, her belly felt lighter, and she smiled as she told me, "I didn't know how uncomfortable I was, until I wasn't anymore." The takeaway here is simple: listen to your gut. Literally. Don't dismiss it. If something feels off, it probably is. And the sooner you make a few small changes, the better you'll feel. Not just in your belly, but all over. That brings me to another silent mistake many people don't even think about: skipping strength work. Now, don't worry. I'm not talking about lifting heavy weights or becoming a gym rat. I mean something far more basic: keeping your muscles strong enough to support your daily life. After 60, we naturally start to lose muscle mass. It's part of the aging process. But if we don't do anything to slow it down, that muscle loss starts affecting our balance, our energy, and even our independence. You might find it harder to get up from a chair, climb stairs, or carry groceries. Over time, that leads to more sitting, more stiffness, and the cycle continues. But here's the beautiful part: you can start rebuilding strength at any age. I've seen folks in their 70s and 80s start doing simple movements with resistance bands or light household items, and within weeks, they feel more confident and steady on their feet. Think of your muscles like your retirement savings. The more you maintain now, the more you'll be able to rely on later. And it doesn't have to be hard. Holding a chair and doing a few squats. Lifting soup cans in each hand while seated. Even practicing standing up and sitting down slowly from a chair without using your hands. All of this tells your body, hey, I still need this strength. Don't let it go. Strength keeps us independent, keeps us safe, and perhaps most importantly, it keeps us moving with dignity. A friend of mine once said, "I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I just want to get up from the toilet without help. And you know what? That's not funny, it's real. That kind of strength is freedom. So, if you've been putting off movement because you're worried it'll be too hard, too tiring, or too late, don't. Start where you are. Even 5 minutes a day is better than nothing. Your body is always listening, always ready to respond, and always thankful for the care you give it. And while we're talking about care, there's one last mistake I want to touch on today. This is not about what we eat or how we move. It's about how we treat sleep like it's optional. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You go to bed, lie there for a while, maybe toss and turn, wake up a few times in the night, and then by morning you feel like you've barely rested at all. You drink a cup of coffee and push through the day, thinking, sleep just isn't what it used to be. That's not just frustrating. It's dangerous. Sleep is the time when your body repairs itself. Your brain processes memories, your immune system recharges, your muscles and bones rebuild. And yet, so many seniors chalk up poor sleep to aging and just try to live with it. But just like with digestion or movement, sleep issues have reasons. Maybe you're drinking caffeine too late in the day. Maybe your evening routine is too stimulating. Maybe your room is too warm, too noisy, or too bright. Or maybe your medications are interfering with your sleep cycle. The point is, you can improve it. You can take back your rest. A calming bedtime ritual, like turning off screens an hour before bed, sipping a bit of chamomile tea, or listening to soft music, can work wonders. Even a consistent sleep and wake time helps train your body into a rhythm that promotes deeper, more refreshing rest. One gentleman I spoke with recently said he started doing just 10 minutes of gentle stretching before bed, and for the first time in years, he began sleeping through the night. Sometimes it's not about fixing everything. It's about finding one thing that makes a difference. So, as you wind down each day, ask yourself, am I treating my rest like it matters? Because it does. A good night's sleep isn't a luxury. It's your body's fuel. And when you give it the rest it deserves, everything else, your energy, your focus, your mood, starts to fall into place. It's amazing, isn't it? How so many little things, like skipping water, sitting too long, brushing off digestive issues, ignoring sleep, or avoiding strength work, can quietly add up. And yet, when we start paying attention, even just a little, it's like flipping on a light switch in a room we didn't realize had gone dim. You don't need to overhaul your life in one big leap. In fact, the most lasting changes often come from the tiniest shifts. The way you start your morning, the way you treat your body at night, the way you listen to what your gut, your joints, or even your heart is trying to tell you. These are whispers, not shouts. But they matter. Now, before we wrap up, there's one more habit I want to talk about. This one isn't about food, sleep, or movement. It's more subtle. It hides behind a busy schedule or a quiet home, or sometimes just the routine of everyday life. I'm talking about neglecting a sense of purpose. You see, we often focus so much on physical health that we forget what fuels our spirit. And that fuel, what gets you out of bed in the morning, what makes you feel needed, connected, alive, that's just as essential as vitamins or fresh air. Without it, even the healthiest body can feel tired, flat, lost. After retirement, after the kids are grown, or when daily life slows down, many people quietly start asking themselves, now what? And when that question doesn't get answered, it can lead to sadness, boredom, or even depression. Not because anything is wrong, but because we've lost the thing that once gave us direction. But purpose doesn't have to mean a big, dramatic mission. It can be simple, beautifully simple. It might be caring for a garden, teaching your grandchild how to cook, volunteering once a week at the local library, calling someone who's lonely, writing your stories down, helping your neighbor carry groceries, even sharing your life experiences with someone younger who's still figuring things out. Purpose is feeling useful. It's feeling like your presence matters. And trust me, it does. One older woman I know started baking small loaves of banana bread and dropping them off at the community center. No one asked her to. She just wanted to brighten someone's day. Within weeks, she became known as the bread lady. And suddenly, her days had a rhythm, a meaning, and a reason to wake up smiling. All from doing one thing she already loved. That's the power of purpose. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be yours. So if you've been feeling a bit adrift, maybe ask yourself, what makes me feel useful? What makes me feel like me? And how can I bring just a little more of that into each day? Because when we care for the spirit, everything else begins to follow. Our energy rises, our mood lifts, even our physical health responds. So let's take a moment now to just sit with everything we've talked about. Maybe it's the reminder to drink more water, or to take breaks from sitting. Maybe you're going to give sleep a little more care tonight, or finally stretch your legs and remind your body that it's still capable of growing strong. Or maybe, just maybe, you'll think about what gives your life meaning and how you can bring more of that into your days. None of this has to happen overnight. There's no race, no competition. You're not behind. You're here right now, and that means you have the power to choose something different, something better, one breath at a time, one choice at a time. You've lived a life full of lessons, memories, and wisdom. That's not a burden. It's a gift. A gift you can now use to take care of you. Because your health, your happiness, your peace of mind, they matter. Not just to you, but to everyone who loves you, learns from you, and is lucky enough to know you. So today, I want to leave you with this. You're never too old to start listening to your body. You're never too old to feel strong again. You're never too old to rest deeply. You're never too old to be needed. And you're certainly never too old to choose joy, real, vibrant, everyday joy. So if something you heard today spoke to you, if you had a little aha moment, I invite you to share it in the comments. What change are you going to make? What's one thing you'll try differently this week? Your story might just inspire someone else watching. And if this video helped you in any way, give it a like so others can find it too. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We're here every week with real talk, practical tips, and heartfelt encouragement for those of us living our golden years with grace, strength, and meaning. Remember, small changes really can lead to big transformations. You don't need perfect days, you just need consistent ones. Be kind to yourself. Give your body what it needs. Feed your spirit with purpose. And trust that every step forward, no matter how small, is a step toward a brighter, healthier life. Here's to living your best life at any age. Because the best is not behind you, it's still unfolding. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.